You wanna give me my water bucket?
We had another breakdown. I tell you what. All right, so this project, we're gonna go in here, we gotta tear out all these basically altheas, crepe myrtles, all these other trees, the honeysuckle, some of this other junk, and just try to get it cleaned up to where we can replant it.
Another one I think that runs sideways. Yeah, there's one that runs this way. Yeah, there's one right here. That goes to that. Good. Yep. Today, we're headed out to going back and get our rest of our night lights. We're getting the spotlights out. We're going to pick those up here in a second from the electrical company. And I'll bring you along so we can figure out what we need and show you about the Par 30 lights we're going to need for it. And that, hopefully, we'll be able to get this thing wired up today and get this thing going the right direction. We're going to use these Nuvo spotlights. They're a good all metal light. They work good. They're 110. These things are the bomb. Used them for years. They hold up, the color holds up pretty good. They're really just a pretty general, pretty good little light. And then these are the bulbs we're going to use. These are LED bulbs. They're plastic outdoor bulbs. And they're adjustable. That's what's really nice about these. You can actually go in there and adjust the color. So that's one thing that's really nice about these bulbs. So if you get into a tree that doesn't exactly work, or doesn't look right, you can adjust the color a little bit, or if it's too intense, it changes the color a little bit, but boy, you talking about nice. Handy. Don't have to carry all these different bulbs. Yes. All right, so what we've done here is we've got our conduit. If I get the conduit out, tighten that up, and that's hot. Glue this. So this is 110, just like in your house. So you got to run it in conduit. It's getting hot. It's because it's on fire. The can's on fire. I think it is flammable, gang.
Where's that water hydrant at?
You wanna give me my water bucket?
Yeah, that probably work.
There you go.
Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Perfect. Okay, you can see where we got the spotlight in. We've got our first path light. We've got the second path light we're putting in. And that's kind of how it looks right there. We've got it set up with a copper piece, 3/4. Looks pretty sharp. We're going to hunt for the most shade tolerant zoysia sod that I can find. So here it is. This is the sod, but wouldn't you know, we had another breakdown. I tell you what, me and my breakground's right in the middle of nowhere. Now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do. I think this strap will hold, but I am in the middle of nowhere. Oh, good grief. Never a good time to have these kind of things, but it just pulled completely off. So anyways, but there's our sod. We got some plants underneath. So, all right, let's see if we can make it home, get this landscape done. I guess we'll see when we get home. And if I just keep the whole rear of the trailer from falling off, we'll be doing good. We got about another hour and a half to get back. So the whole sod deal was actually about 3 hours from the place, and a customer found it. So I don't know anything about this. She wanted the sod, and she was telling us that this sod will live in the dark. So I called the company, talked to them, and I was going to film, but there just wasn't much to film about the sod farm. It's pretty small. So I didn't film it. And the sod, we're gonna lay it out. Let's see how it looks. I'm pretty interested in it. This is gonna be one of those things that we'll need to check back in a few months, you know, or even a year's time to see if it really holds up as well as they say it will. They say it doesn't need but a couple hours of sunshine. I'm really not in the camp of believing it, but if it works, you're talking about a game changer. Okay, now this looks a little dried out right now, but this is a new type of fancy grass. It's called Shade King. So we'll see. We're laying it in a dark spot. Let me show you how dark it's going. All right, so we're going to be underneath the sycamore right here, and they swear up and down that that sod will live in this shady spot. It's called Shade King zoysia grass. I don't know. This is going to be a very interesting test. We won't know for another year if it really is doing it, but we will find out. I'll keep you all updated. All right, if you ever need to dig a hole and you don't have a tape measure, you need to know how big a hole you need to dig, take your shovel handle, mark it, and then stick it in the ground. And you can basically tell. So now let's see the width, same thing. Just mark that, and you can go around and check, and there's your width. So now I always, when I do these plants, I set them up to where they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the dirt. Don't ever put them to the ground level, because as you put mulch and everything over time, it's going to build up, so that'll suffocate the plant. So always just plant your plants a little bit high. So you'll notice when we set this in the ground, it's going to be 2 or 3 inches taller. That's by design. Okay, well, you can see that we got everything planted now. Let's turn you around and show you what we got. So we got everything planted. We're ready to mulch. So let's get this thing going. Show you in a few minutes what the mulch. It changes things too. Turned out super nice out here. The yews, gardenias, nice simple landscape. Okay, so what we've got right here. This is the zoysia right here, the Z51 Myers. This right here is the fancy sod. So we'll see the difference. There's the difference between the two grasses. It's a little dry. Let's see how they look. Alright. Everything turned out super nice here. Well, that turned out nice. Everything looks good. All right, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all learned something. If there's something you guys would like to know or anything that you'd like to hear about in the future, please let me know. I sure would like to hear about it. Guys, y'all have a great one. I'll see y'all next week.